modern fashion designers, welcome back to class. This is Modern Woman Apparel. I want to say a very big thank you to all my returning subscribers, and if this is your first time here, you're highly welcome. Please join us by clicking on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. Join me as I make this beautiful dress for my client. The funny thing is that I was on the process of cutting the fabric when I realized that I need to make a tutorial on this. So guys, we are going to be making a fresh pattern for this, but we are going to be using the very measurements that I use in drafting the first pattern, so that at the end of the day the patterns will be the same. For this dress, my client requested a zipper back, but I'm going to show you how to draft it in two ways, the back part in two ways, the one with zipper and the one with a lacing bar, just in case your client wants you to make one with a lacing bar. Before we start, let's quickly give a special warm hug to Sikabel. Dear Sikabel, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you for being part of our community. We love you. So guys, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the tutorial of the day. So guys, this is the starting line here. What I have here is 10 inches, the bust point 10 inches, 13.5 for the under bust, and 17 inches for the front waist length. So what I'll do now is to get the shoulder. So I'm working with 14 inches. So divided by 2 will be 7. So this is 7 inches for the shoulder width. And I have 3 inches for the basic neckline. So divide your bust circumference by 12 to get your basic neckline. So here I'll come down by 8.7. That is the bust divided by 6 plus 2.5 for the armhole depth. So the same 7 I have here, I'll make sure I still have the same 7 inches here. Can you see? And I'll rule my straight line. So I'll come down here by 1.5 for the front shoulder slope and connect back to the neck width. And go up here by 3 inches. So I'll go up here by 3 inches and go in from there by ½ inch. And on this part here, I'll divide the bust circumference by 4. So I'm working with 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. Can you see? And I'll connect my armhole curve. So I'll get the nipple to nipple divided by 2. I'm working with nipple to nipple of 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. I'll take it down to the waist length here. And also divide what I have on this shoulder slope. Get the midpoint. Like measure what I have on the shoulder slope and get the midpoint. And connect it back to the bust point line. Meanwhile, you know it has a back waistline. So what I'm going to do is to extend here. So I'll extend here by 4 inches. I'm using 4 inches for the back effect. So I'll just extend this line by 4 inches. And also bring down that leg here. So guys, because of our cup size, I'm going to be using a total of 1.75 for the under bust tightening. For you who have a fuller bust, use the total of 2 inches. So I'm putting 0.75 on this part and 1 inch on this other part, making it a total of 1.75. For more information on under bust and over bust tightening, you can watch the tutorial. You see the thumbnail on the screen. I'll leave the link on the comment section. 0.75 here and 1 inch here. Now what next we are going to do is to get the cup height. So the cup height I'm making use of is 7.5. So from the under bust here, I'll take this up to 7.5. How do you measure the cup height of your client? Simply position your tape this way on their under bust and ask them the part they want, how high or how low they want the cup, the bustier part to cover. Do you understand? Before the yoke. So whatever they tell you, wherever they point at, that is where your cup height is. So I'll just make a mark there. So here I'm doing 0.75 here and 0.75 here. in our cornet. Can you see what I have? So I will extend here. Now, having done this, what I'll do is to take the neckline. So the neckline I'm using 4 here. So any neckline that goes beyond your basic neckline will be on the shoulder slope, not on this upper part. The reason for this is to eliminate neckline gaping. So I'm using 4 there and I'm using 5 here. So I'll just go up here by 2.5. So the cleavage depth depends on how deep you want the sweetheart part to be. So go ahead and use any depth of your choice. Now what I have here, I'm also going to tighten the yoke as after eliminating the dart here. If you are joining this, you'll find out that you're having excess on the yoke. So this dart we have here, we are taking it up to the shoulder. Can you see? Can you see? Now, after that yoke tightening, we'll extend here by half. Remember, we are not replacing what we have here. So extend here by half in order to give you that balance on the armhole. So extend here by half. Can you see? And from there, go up and also come down. So guys, this is it. All we need to do now is to start taking the circumference. So we already have the circumference on the bust point. We just take what we have on the chest line here. So we are replacing whatever that cuts from the chest line down. So what I have here is 0.25. I'll just replace it. I'm working with under bust of 32 divided by 4 is 8. And I'll replace this 1.7 I have here. Here I'm working with 33. So divided by 4 is 8.25. I will also replace the 1.75. Do you understand? So I'll connect. The next thing for me to do now will be to impute the bust dart. So the difference between the back and front waistline I'm working with is 1.5. So the front is 17 while the back is 15.5. So 17 minus 15.5 is 1.5. So from this bust point line, I'm going to come down by 1.5 and connect back to the bust points. Can you see? Now what I'll do next is to get the back waistline. So to do that, I'll close here from the under bust. I'll close this dart I have here. When you close the dart, now you draw from here. The style line of the waist will depend on the kind of back you're making. If you want it to be curved, it all depends on. If you want it to be straight like this, like V, it depends on what you want. Do you understand? All we need to do now is to cut here open so we can close up the bust dart. So from the down part, you cut and stop at the bust point line. After that, you fold the bust dart this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Fold it, and after folding it, you place it on the bust point line and seal it up. So when you close it, just use your tape to cover it up and blend here. Connect here back. Can you see? Bring your ruler and blend here. To give it that rounded shape. And here is it. All we need to do now is to cut out. So to cut here out, we are going to cover this dart. So cover this dart here so that you can cut that place. Can you see? Now you open it up and continue cutting. So we'll cover here finally. So we're eliminating it, we do not need it. Can you see? You redraw here. So this is it right now. All you need to do is to you place a fresh pattern paper. So you place a fresh pattern paper underneath the yoke. Can you see? And you come here, from here come out by 0.25 and blend it in. Come out by 0.25 and blend. Then you cut out. So guys, this is it for the front part here, as you can see. Now let's go over to the back part. Now remember that no seam allowance have been added to this, right? We are going to be adding all the seam allowances when we are cutting the fabric. But if you want to add your seam allowance, just note that this here, you are cutting here on fold 0.5 up, 0.5 this part, 0.5 here. So you're adding 0.5 here and up here. Also need 0.5 here to join this together. Up here, you know we are attaching the yoke back. And here can put 2, you can put 2.5, depends on what you want. Also on the armhole you need 1/2 inch. Then down part, don't forget your 1/2 inch. So this is how to add your seam allowance. And here you are cutting here on fold, you need 1/2 inch all round here. Do you understand? So here 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and here 1/2 inch. Do you understand? So that is how to add your seam allowance to this. So guys, as you can see here, this is the back. This place here is a space for us to make room for the zipper allowance, just in case you need zipper allowance for this. But if you do not need zipper allowance, if you are not making use of zipper, let's say you're making use of a lacing bag, you do not need this allowance here. Do you understand? So what we are going to do, for the front, we stepped off from the chest line. So this is the chest line, this is the back waistline, this is the basic neck width, and for the front we came down from here by 1.5, but for the back we are doing 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So what we are going to do is to divide here by 2, get the midpoint and make a mark there, and from there we'll go in by 1/2 inch. So here what we are going to do is to do the back tightening of 1 inch. So I took 1 inch for the back tightening. Take it up this way before we start taking all the measurements. So from here, so this is our new center back. So from here I'll take the bust divided by 4, which is 9.25, and I'll go ahead and complete my armhole curve. After that, we'll take the dart. So we are working with 7 inches, that's 3.5. That means from here, from this first one to here is 4.5, right? So from here we impute the 4.5 in order to get a straight line for the dart. So we go again 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, and we also take it to the chest line. Do you understand? After this, okay, we have not impute our under bust line, right? So what we have to do is to measure from the front waistline to the under bust. So here I'm having 3.5. So from this back waistline, I'll step up by 3.5 in order to get the under bust line. Can you see? So please do not forget your underbust line, is very important. Now let's start taking all the circumference. So for the bust, we have already imputed the circumference here. So come to the underbust. We are working with underbust of 32 divided by 4 is 8. I'll also measure what we have here and replace it. For the waistline, we are working with 33 divided by 4 is 8.25, and we replace the 1 inch we took for that. And the next is to connect. Can you see? The next is to connect, and after this we are done. All we need to do is here. Remember, we extended the neckline of the front so by 4. So this is the 4 inches, and I'll come down here by 1.5. Come down here by 1.5 for the back neckline. Next thing is for us to create the keyhole. So if you want to have a keyhole here, or if you want it to be V at this point, remember that the neckline depends at the back, depends on what you want. So I'm just going ahead with what my client wants. So if you want to have a V neckline, all you need is to determine the depth of your neckline, and you connect this way. Do you understand? You connect this way. Or if you want here to come down, just take it down and tighten it with 1/2 inch. Do you understand? But for this, I'm doing a keyhole. My clients are so in love with keyhole, and I don't know why. So let's continue. So for this, because of the person I'm making this for, she doesn't want her back to be that revealed, I'm going up here by 2, and I'll just do 3 here to give it that slant. Do you understand? But you can do any back style of your choice. All depends on what your client wants. And here I'll just go in by 2, come down here by 2, and connect. Can you see what I have here? So my button will be here. Do you understand? So I'll come here, go up by 0.5 in order to eliminate gap in there. So we are eliminating here, we are cutting this out, and I'll extend this line up because I'm going to be eliminating this that I don't want to sew it. So the next thing I'll do now is to start imputing all my allowances. So this is my 1.5 for the zipper. So my 1.5 for the zipper allowance. Can you see? And I'll add 1/2 inch here. You know the back doesn't have back waistline, it's straight. So here you add any seam allowance of your choice. So this is me adding 2 inches. That is because I already have this pattern cut out. I just realized I haven't made a tutorial on this, so I said, okay, let me carry you guys along. So here you add your 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch. Can you see? Up here 1/2 inch. You know you are going to be turning whatever. If you are using whatever fabric you are using as the yoke, you will turn it, right? Even if it's bias you are using, it's still going to turn it. You still need allowance for it. Can you see? So we have added on all the side except for here to join these two together, so it indicates 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. Do you understand? So this is the zipper. And right now what we are going to do is to eliminate this dart. Like I said that I do not need it, but if you want your dart, all you need is to go ahead and leave it this way. But if you don't want to sew that on the back part, all you need is to join me and let's eliminate this. Remember, it is not compulsory. You can leave it and just pick it and stitch it on your clothes. So this is it. I'll use my tape to cover it up. So after sealing it up, we go ahead and blend to make the line straight again. Can you see? To make it straight again. So right now we are ready to cut. So if you want to have lacing bar at the back, all you need is to eliminate the zipper allowance. Can you see? Just eliminate it and come in. Depends on how open you want the back to be. you understand? And you now rule your line. You rule. I'm just using this to show you. You understand? And put your half inch here. Now you will turn it with your lining. So it depends on how open you want it to be. So your lace is going to be here, your eyelet or your loop, whatever you're using will be here. You cut here out. Do you understand? So, but I'm going to be using zipper for this, so I do not need all of this. And if you are using loop for this, you are creating a lacing, but all you need to do is to take in half inch from here. That means you're removing 2 inches from your round waist measurement. Do you understand? So that means if your waist circumference is 30, you're going to be using 28. Do you understand? For the upper waistline and even for the lower, which is the skirt. So the same 28 you use here, for example, you use on the upper bodice, is still the same 28 you will use on the skirt part. Do you understand? In order for you not to have bulge at the zipper area of your skirt. So guys, we are going to be stopping here for this part 1. We already have the part 2 of this video where we transferred all these patterns to fabric and did the overall sewing process. So you will find the link to the part 2 of this video on the comment section. Meanwhile, do not forget to subscribe, like, comment and share if you have not done so. I'll be so glad to see you in the part 2 of this video. I'm Modern Woman. Bye for now.